Now, companies are always claiming to have ever smaller types of sensors, but I think this time with digid, we've really struck gold. They've been using semiconductor manufacturing techniques to develop super tiny temperature and pressure sensors. And to find out more, we spoke to Malte Köhler. Hi Malte, great to see you here at the digid stand. I'd like to start by asking you, tell us a little bit more about digid. You're a startup, what is it you're doing?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for visiting us here at the Embedded World 2026. We are digid and we claim that we have the smallest sensors in the world. Likely we say, because we're obliged to, because we don't want to run into legal issues. And we have nanosensors for temperature and force, and we can integrate them basically into any kind of different materials for customers. This is the great advantage of these sensors.
And then, like you say, lots of companies like to claim they have the smallest, the lowest power, the fastest.
Yeah.
Just give us an idea of how small these sensors are.
So at the moment, just for commercialization, it's very easy that we get down to 1 micrometer in length. We can certainly shrink it down, but we're using mature technology from the semiconductor industry, for example, photolithography. And one sound barrier there is about 1 micrometer for structuring. This is where we go to. We can go smaller, like electronics industry is going smaller as well, but if we don't need to, that's kind of where we are right now. We can certainly shrink it down into the nanometer range.
Now, I've seen a picture here as well, one of your sensors on a hypodermic needle, and it's, I mean, basically invisible to the naked eye. Tell us a bit more about why you'd want to do that.
Yeah, so that for us, because we also have a medical industry background, that's for us just a visualization of what's working. We have hypodermic needles here, which you can see with the naked eye, and when we zoom in like a multifold times, then this sensor comes into vision. This is what brings this wow effect for the people here, because we're really struggling to get the message across how small these sensors are. So that was just the idea to print it in one of these hypodermic needles, because basically everybody knows a bit of the size.
Now, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I like a sensor that I can solder onto a circuit board. Explain to us how we're going to connect these sensors to an electronic circuit.
Yeah, so we have multiple ways. So either we usually start with thin film electrodes, which can be structured on either a subcomponent or the component of yours. When you're a customer, you come by with your material you want to make smart, and then we align these electrodes on the material, and then we can print the sensor directly between these electrodes, and we can design the pick-over point wherever you want it to have, where we go from where you want to solder your electronics down to, so we can design the thin film electrodes all the way to the pick-over point. For example, for medical devices, can be in the handle, so you don't stick it into the patient. So that's, for example, we have a large design freedom here, especially for this thin film electrodes, because we can tune the resistance of our nanosensors, so the lead resistance don't add up to the overall.
Yeah. And what sort of changes are you going to see in products that can use this type of sensor? What will people be able to do that they can't do today?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, one big advantage is you can put sensors where sensors at the moment conventional sensors won't fit. So that's one of the great advantages, where our customers come to us and say, hey, we can't fit a traditional PT100 temperature sensor, for example. Second thing is we can also reduce complexity in products, because due to the thin film electrodes and all this design freedom, we can really reduce components. For example, if manufacturing is too complex because you need to run the wires somewhere and you need to solder them to something, we can help there by designing the product to the customer needs, so that assembly is way easier. So it's either due to size or due to complexity in manufacturing.
And one last question, it's great to be here at Embedded World. It's an opportunity to see everybody's demonstrations. Tell us a bit more about what you're showing people here.
So we have several demonstrations here today. We have a force-sensitive metal, which you can touch, where we printed the sensor directly on the metal. It's more a bit for the heavy-duty application, so a lot of force. We have a temperature-sensitive thermal interface material, which you can stick between the chip and the heatsink. So we embedded our temperature sensors in there, or an array of temperature sensors, so you can see the degradation of these thermal interface materials, which is a large cause of failure in these electronic industries nowadays. And third demonstration is we have a force-sensitive scalpel blade where we printed our sensor on the spine of the scalpel, so you have a direct force feedback during cutting or during surgery, for example. Yeah.
Well, thanks ever so much for that update, and we look forward to seeing what comes from Digid next.
Great to see you. Great to have you here.